Let me put that on pause. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on there, viewers. Hold on there, viewers. Hold on there. I just want to stop it right at the cast. In case I have something I need to say, which I have plenty to say. Hey, everybody. Welcome to IMO Reviews, which, as a reminder, let me move my hand there, as a reminder means, in my opinion, reviews. I've done a number of these, most of them positive, a few of them unpositive. What's the word? I just don't care for them, and I explain why. I just finished watching Rob Zombie's new movie, latest movie, 31. There we go. There we go. 31. I was gifted this by Falagar. His channel will be up here somewhere. Linked up there. Go to his channel, subscribe to him, show him some love. And I just decided to watch it today. It's a Saturday afternoon, kind of a late afternoon. It is about 6 o'clock right now, so I just finished it. Well, let me put an apology out to my buddy Eric from Hey Internet, Eric here, linked down below, who really enjoyed this movie from what I remember. I got some issues with it. I really, really do. Zombie to me is a unique case. I loved his first two movies, Corpses and Rejects, and kind of liked Halloween. I'll go into my ranking later. I'll do that, you know, because I'll put all his movies in a ranking list of how I feel about them all. But yeah, hold on. I want to do something here that makes it a little easier for me, because I'm old and just lazy. All right, there we go. So anyway, 31. 31 I heard quite a few good things about. And I'm always in the mood for a Rob Zombie movie. And of course it has Sherry Moon in it, like all his movies do, which is no big deal because I do think she's a very nice bit of eye candy. And where do I frickin' begin? I'm going to go through this kind of quick. I think I'm going to go through it quick. Maybe I won't. Starts out like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or / Hills Have Eyes, where you have a group of teens in it takes place in the 70s. Again, Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw, where a group of friends, dopeheads and frolicking youngins, come across a gas station and they fill up their gas tanks and then they continue on and then they get into some trouble and they get what's the word I'm looking for, captured by a weird situation, you know, hill cannibals or old farmhouse cannibals making that Sawyer chili. And it's basically the rest of the movie is them trying to escape from this hell. Well, and of course the movie starts with great 70s old rock and roll, and then we're in the van establishing the characters, which I don't know anybody's name. So that tells you right there that I have no idea or really didn't really care for any of these characters. The one African-American guy with the Rastafani, the accent, I kind of liked. Sherry Moon. From the trailer, I knew she was going to survive most of this. everybody else, oh, Meg Foster. What the hell happened to Meg Foster? My God. Last time I saw her, well, of course, she's from They Live and a bunch of other really great 80s sci-fi, possibly horror movies. She had those magical blue eyes, those piercing blue eyes that you just fell in love with. And I didn't see her for a long time. Never went to any conventions and met her. And then recently, like last year, I was watching a Louis C.K., Zach Galifianakis comedy drama show called Baskets. Look it up. It's a fantastic show. It lasted 2 seasons with Louis Anderson playing his mom, which is amazing. He deserves an Emmy just for that character. But there was one episode where they went to a farm place and Meg Foster was in charge of the ranch, and she looked so weathered. Her face looked like beef jerky. It was just all wrinkled and all aged, and I don't know if that was just because old age or alcohol or drugs or what, but she's in this movie, and even with the high def and everything, she even looks really old and worse in here. But I did like her character in this. It was really, really well done. Malcolm McDowell's also in it as, I don't know what he is. He's a guy that gets these people together every year and they do this 31 contest in which they capture a group of people off the road, and they basically give them 31 hours to live. And throughout that 31 hours, shut up dog, I'm trying to do a video here. Throughout that 31 hours, they contact these killers, and they set them off, and they have to survive these killers. And all these killers have an unusual, it's like Batman. It's like each one is a weird little thing. There's the Chainsaw Brothers. There's a little Nazi midget. There's all these. Well, let me go through my notes here. Zombie has a thing lately with German and Nazism. I remember the first time I actually really kind of saw it, I believe, was in Grindhouse when he did Werewolves of the SS or SS Werewolves.
Werewolf Women of the SS. Written and directed by Rob Zombie.
And then I'm watching this, and the little person comes out. I won't say midget. And he's got a swastika on. He looks like Hitler. He's got the little mustache, and he's doing all these German phrases. And then we go on, and we go on. And then all of a sudden, there's a couple called Sex and Death, I think, which is a woman and a very tall guy. And the guy speaks with a German-type accent. And it's just kind of weird that he throws these in there. And Sex is this short little girl with, I guess she had pigtails or something, and she's all made up. She reminded me so much of Harley Quinn from the DC movie Suicide Squad, and it was these characters are caricatures, and that seemed to be Zombie's thing. You got these. It's all taking place in the 70s. It must have been a very small budget because the majority of the whole thing, if not all of it, was done in like a warehouse. And every once in a while you get an establishing shot of this old warehouse, and then they're in the warehouse, and there's cages and bars and things that come down. And the killers that come in to try to knock each one of our heroes off one by one have these weird quirks and weird looks and designs. And it just didn't work for me. There's a couple of twins. I call them the Chainsaw Twins. I don't know if they're twins. They're brothers, maybe. There's a scene which looked like it would be really kind of cool because it's our heroes fighting two guys that have chainsaws. And the editing is so freaking fast you cannot see what's happening. You don't even see or kind of comprehend. I think one of the guys fell on a chainsaw, and another one well, definitely I saw him get the head cut off. But the fighting happens so freaking fast, the editing. And it's like, slow it down, man. I want to see what's happening here. The little Nazi little person, he gets offed. Quite a few of the characters get wounded very badly, but they continue on anyway. Because this is a movie, of course. This is IMO, my opinion. Sorry if you did like this. Let me see. There's a scene where one of the Chainsaw Brothers are fighting one of the characters in a hallway, and there's this strobe going on. Remember the scene at the end of Alien with Sigourney Weaver trying to escape the Nostromo to get to the Narcissus, and there's just that flashing that's in the hallway, and it's all effect. It's beautiful art effect. They try to do that in one of the scenes here, and again, you can't see what's going on. I can't see what's going on, and it's like, where does this flashing come from? Did they install strobe lights just in that hallway, just in case there's a fight there, and then it'll make it, hard for the hero to fight the villain? Oh, and there's a scene where they come across a table that's loaded with food, and they're abducted. People have died, and there are killers after them. If it really happened to you, would you sit down and eat their food? And of course, we find out the food is, Eddie. It's Rocky Horror all over again. Everybody's eating Eddie.
We came here to discuss Eddie.
Eddie?
That's a rather tender subject.
And another thing in the movie that I just didn't get is every once in a while there'll be a still shot and it kind of zooms in. And I guess it's a feeling Zombie was trying to do, an uneasy feeling, as an action scene's going on, and all of a sudden they still the film and it's slowly zoomed in, and then it continues on and continues on. Another thing is the transition through a few of the scenes are very comic book panel-like. If you've seen the recent director's cut of The Warriors from Walter Hill, between each scene, although in that movie, he dissolved the real life characters into comic drawn characters, and then the panels moved, and then it ended on one, and then it went back to the real life film. It just was moving these panels around, and it's like, okay, time is going by. It was like, are we in a comic book? Is that what we're doing here? One scene that okay. The opening, the very opening, with the white-faced guy and the priest in black and white was brilliant. The opening of the film really hooked me, really got me. And I was like, okay, I'm in seat with the bar down. Wait, this is going to be an amazing ride.
I should apologize in advance for not sharpening this thing. It might take a couple of extra whacks.
Listen to me, please. I'm begging you. You don't have to do this. You let us walk away. No one would know.
Fuck it.
No.
You know what they say, Kemosabe? In hell, everybody loves popcorn.
And that was it. After that, it just kind of went into, like I said, the Chainsaw or The Hills Have Eyes type of opening. And then the turmoil and craziness afterwards. But there's one other scene that really just kind of was like, wow, that was a cool little scene. There's only 3 of them left, and California Dreaming, the song starts, and you see these 3 characters just beaten down and broken down, and they're just covered in blood, and they're almost at their wits' end. And one character just kind of looks up and goes, I really like this song.
Do you hear that?
a song.
Shit. I wish I was in California.
And it's like, is it playing through the loudspeakers? Do they hear California Dreaming? Again, if it was, it's like, why? It's like, why would Malcolm McDowell, who is dressed in a Victorian big wig and white face with these two elderly other ladies and these naked chicks next to him, why would they play an old song for them while they're resting? I just, didn't get it. I just don't do it. Oh, and Doomhead. He's the guy that's from the very beginning. The one that's in the black and white scene where he's talking to the priest and then he kills him with the axe. He is played by, I will give his name out here. If I can unstick these papers. He's played by an actor called Richard Brake, B-R-A-K-E. He was brilliant. His delivery, his character when he shows up at the end and he's punching himself in the face after he puts the grease paint on, and then he comes out of the room in this suit and he's just blood like drooling down from him bloodying himself, punching himself, and then the rest of his appearance in the movie until the very end, I thought was fantastic. I thought he was great. The dialogue was great. I thought that character alone was great. Very Joker-like.
I'm not crazy, I'm in control. I'm not crazy, I'm in control. I'm not crazy, I'm in control. I'm not far. Gentlemen, take the rest of the night off. I'll handle it from here.
Like very, again, Suicide Squad type Joker, where he's in the suit, hair slicked back, white face, but the blood all kind of, staining his face. There's a lot of really cool locations, but like I said, again, it's a warehouse. It just seems like a warehouse. Beautifully shot, when Sherry Moon comes out of, when she escapes and she comes out and it looks like a giant sewer underground thing. Lighting is beautiful. Competent filmmaking, except for the editing, which is just in some spots so freaking fast. Really. The music score is all over the place. IMO. You got those 70s rock songs that come on. I believe there's only 3 or 4 of them with the end credits. Although I haven't seen all of the credits yet, so maybe there's even an end scene. I don't know. But the score itself, very reminiscent to The Fog. A few of them. The ding 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 ding. With the. I can't do it. Yeah, but Carpenter's The Fog. There's quite a bit of reference, or I would say tribute, to that score in this movie. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say in this movie. In a nutshell, I was kind of disappointed. I really was. I appreciate everybody out there that loves this movie and likes this movie and thought it was a good movie. In my personal opinion, IMO Reviews. I know people are saying, stop saying that, we get it. I was a little disappointed. I wanted more from this. I wanted more Devil's Rejects, seriousness to it, and less comical villains to the thing. And my rating out of all of his movies, I kind of wrote them down here. We got House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, Halloween, Halloween 2, Lords of Salem, El Superbeasto, and 31. El Superbeasto being a side project that's animated. I'm still including that in there because I believe he wrote and directed that and created the comic of that. I still put Devil's Reject as the top of my favorite Rob Zombie movie. That movie is relenting, and I love the characters. I loved how he took the characters from House of a Thousand Corpses and made it a reality, where House of a Thousand Corpses is a perfect a perfect Halloween film. You know, you watch it on Halloween, it's a spook house, and is it really happening? Is it in their mind? And it's creepy, and you're introduced to these, Captain Spaulding and all these other characters. But then Rejects comes along, and he makes it based in reality, where these are real serial killers out there in the hotel torturing people and killing people. And then the final shootout with Freebird in the background, it's still one of my favorite. People will say, oh, it's so pretentious and this and that. It's all slow motion. I love everything about that final scene with Freebird playing in the background and them just getting shot the hell up. So yeah, I would go Devils first. I would go probably House of a Thousand Corpses is my second favorite because it is one of those once-a-year Halloween-type movies. I would go El Superbeasto very next because it's such a hilarious, politically incorrect, animated fantasy film that has sex and violence and craziness and Hitler's head and in a jar going, hey, when he's close to the girl's crotch. It's just so twisted and crazy. And you got Nazi zombies and all that other kind of stuff. Again, with the Nazis. And then I'd have to go with Halloween 2, although I haven't seen I'll go with 31 right after El Superbeasto, because it is an entertaining, fun. I have a lot of issues with it, but I like it much more than Halloween 2, and I like it much more than Lords of Salem. I'll have to say that. Halloween 2, I really need to watch again, but I only saw it once or twice, and I was just kind of... I don't care for it. Halloween, I liked the opening, even though it's not at all needed to give Michael Myers a backstory. But I kind of like the idea that he's an abused kid and he kills his parents. I don't like how Zombie made him a real person. I like the original Carpenter concept where he was the boogeyman and he just disappears at the end. And is it all really happening type of thing. The original, before the sequels 2 and 3 and all those others started. It was more of a great, dreamlike horror story, the original Halloween. Halloween 2 I need to watch again. Lords of Salem, while it's kind of cool, it's another thing where, I'm not afraid of ghosts, so ghost movies don't do nothing for me. It was about witches. I don't care about witches, and witch movies don't do anything for me. And I appreciate it had a very Argento vibe to it, Dario Argento, very Giallo type of a horror film with witches, which was great. It was cool, but it's very low. It bores me. I'm sorry, but it really kind of bores me. And yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. I also liked the little bit at the end after all this hell. Well, let me talk about the end. Sherry Moon's walking down the street, all bloodied, very much like The Loved Ones, with the girl walking down before the car hits her. Spoilers. And this van pulls up, and then here's Doomhead, or whatever his name was called, comes out, and he smiles at her, and he pulls the knives out, and he's like, he's going to kill her. Even though the game was called off, and he was going to let her live. It was just, not needed. Why? Just make it a game. One survivor happened. I actually thought they were going to make Sherry Moon be in the next year's contest as one of the killers, because she survived, but that didn't happen. I don't know. I don't get the ending. The ending was a WTF, you know. But after that, before the credits started, they showed all these like home movies of them like before their trip, where they're dancing around in front of the van, and I liked that aspect of it. I thought that in any kind of a horror movie, I always liked that kind of a aspect where we reflect back on how everything was before all this hell happened to these characters. And that was really kind of a nice little touch. And then we go on to the end credits, and that's it. So yeah, there's my somewhat quick review of the Rob Zombie movie 31. Wanted to like it a lot much more better than I did. It was entertaining, it was okay, but still needs a lot of work. The editing is just all over the place, and the characters I just don't care for, and Batman type villains that come in and kill people. It just didn't do it for me. So sorry guys, that's just me. You like, I like, you like, you know, that's the where it is. We don't have to argue, but I'm glad you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed my little take on it, and don't hate me for it. Anyway, it's old Roger D for Channel Donstar doing an IMO, which I haven't done in a while, and I was talking about 31, Rob Zombie's latest film. And that'll be it. Please check out my game channel, which I'll have a link up here somewhere, where you can see me play some goofy games. And we'll see you all in the next video. All right, that's all for me. Everybody have a great night. All right, bye-bye. Don't forget church or Sunday school on the weekends, tomorrow Sunday. Bye-bye, everybody.